Okay guys, we're back and we're talking about Black Adam. The box office numbers have finally come in for its opening weekend, and while it wasn't as good as they were projecting, it was only half what they initially projected 2 months ago. It was really good, and it did bring in Dwayne Johnson's best opening weekend of his career. It brought in $67 million domestically and over $140 million internationally. Now, the domestic numbers were meant to be around that $120 to $140 million mark domestic, and international, they were looking to get $250 million and really break even in its opening weekend. And while that didn't happen, largely attributed to the reviews that came out, 4 or 5 days before the movie was set to premiere and open for its weekend. That's the reason it didn't do anywhere near what they were hoping to do. It's still a pretty good win for the DC. And I want to talk about why I think they were able to score the relatively high numbers in its opening weekend. And it's not because of the cast. And the reason why I think it did so well is because the Superman post-credit scene. I think this was a perfect touch, and I think DC are finally in tune with the fans and are listening to what they actually want. I think the new Warner Brothers leadership with Zaslav is just so much better. They're listening to the fans. They're just more self-aware. That's what I'm finding with the way Warner Brothers are moving in the future. They just seem much more self-aware, and they knew that the DC was struggling. They knew it needed a complete revamp, and that's how they marketed this movie. And they added the whole Superman post-credit scene because they knew people want Cavill back as Superman, and they knew they needed a new, fresh start to work with in the DCEU, and I think that is the only reason this movie did really well in the box office, because the reviews aren't great. It's certified rotten. It's probably going to drop to 30-something% soon. The reviews just are not good at all, but it still brought in the money, and that is because they marketed it as a new start for the DC. And I think people are fine to stomach a bad movie if it means they're slowly starting to move in a better direction than they have in the past. And I think with Superman coming into the scene, it is a much better direction. It gives them more things to work with. You could do a Black Adam versus Superman. I think that could be everything that Batman versus Superman wasn't. It could be what they tried to achieve with that movie, but Black Adam versus Superman would be better. And I think they can just slowly start to grind away and find their rhythm and find their world and find how they fit in the superhero movie scheme. You look at Marvel, they know how they fit. They know what they're working with, and now they're able to expand with the multiverse and start getting complicated with it. But DC, they need to find where they fit, find how they can best resonate with audiences and with film fans, and also best represent the comics that they're making into films. And I think they're just so much better now in the way that they're self-aware, and that's the first touch. That's what you got to start with. You got to first be aware where you're at and then know how to fix it. And they're slowly working towards that. While Black Adam wasn't great, the writing wasn't amazing, the CGI could have had better help, there was great action scenes, it did look amazing, and it does symbolize that fresh start for DC and for Warner Brothers. Now, of course, having Dwayne Johnson helps, having Noah Centineo helps. You're bringing in audiences just by cast alone, but I think it was Superman. That whole post-credit scene was just an amazing touch. It was very smart from DC, and I'm hoping that they're starting to move in a better direction. I hope that the fans are starting to enjoy it more. I know I'm starting to enjoy it more. Just a year ago, I was honestly bummed out. I did not want to talk about DC at all. I had no care for it. Now, it's starting to pique my interest again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, why you think it was still able to do pretty good numbers, not anywhere near what they expected, but still pretty good numbers. Let me know why you thought that was the case. What are your thoughts on Black Adam and the future moving forward in the DCEU? If you liked the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.